Good evening. You're now with me, Lorenzo Isaac, for TVS Nightline. Here are the headlines for tonight. Uganda sets its eyes on strategic partnerships with Sarawak in oil and gas, agriculture for long-term mutual growth. Minister calls for in-depth investigation into SPM absenteeism in Sarawak following shocking revelation of 800 missing students. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim calls for strategic economic capacity building to counter tariff shocks. Uganda has expressed interest in exploring strategic partnerships with Sarawak in the oil and gas industry as well as the agricultural sector in hopes of building long-term mutually beneficial bilateral relations. The High Commissioner of the Republic of Uganda to Malaysia, Dr. Betty Oyela Bigombe, said the East African nation is keen to learn from Sarawak's experience and expertise, particularly in gas separation and the development of oil refineries, a sector still in its early stages in Uganda.
Oil and gas, since Uganda is at the beginning of construction of a refinery, and we know that Sarawak is also good at gas, especially, we expect our team to share a great in the areas of gas and separation of gas, which requires technology which Uganda is just building. So that is one area. The other area, of course, is tourism. Uganda is a very beautiful country. Malaysia, Sarawak is also beautiful, but we can share. Then on the side of agriculture, we have a lot to share with Sarawaki. We are into coffee. We are into dairy, we are into palm oil, growing, and of course we are learning from Sarawak, and so we expect to continue with this kind of collaboration.
She further added that Uganda is open to establishing partnerships in other key sectors, including trade, to open new markets between both countries. Meanwhile, Sarawak's Deputy Minister for Energy and Environmental Sustainability, Datuk Dr. Hazlan Abang Hipni, said Uganda's energy landscape, dominated by 86% hydropower, closely mirrors that of Sarawak, making it an ideal platform for collaboration.
Their energy mix is actually 86% hydro.
Yes.
So they are quite similar to Sarawak. And they are also now going into oil and gas. So I think there's a lot of opportunities there for Sarawak, especially Petros.
To strengthen bilateral ties, Bigombe also extended an official invitation to Abang Johari and Hazlan to conduct a working visit to Uganda. Consul General of the Republic of Indonesia in Kuching, Raden Sigit Wijaksono, paid a farewell visit to the Premier Sarawak, Datuk Peninggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg, ahead of the end of his 3-year diplomatic service in the region on 30th April. During the courtesy call, he said Raden expressed his gratitude to the Sarawak government and described the relationship between Indonesia and Sarawak as strong and productive.
Ya, di banyak sektor terutama ekonomi, social culture, dan hal-hal yang terkait di antara Indonesia dan Sarawak. Ya. Tentu kami berharap kerjasama kolaborasi yang baik ini terus bisa dilanjutkan. Kami sampaikan juga nanti kepada suksesor nanti akan ada perjumpaan dengan kami juga. Tentu saran-saran buat beliau untuk bisa continue kerjasama yang baik dengan Kerajaan Sarawak.
Commenting on the future of bilateral relations, Raden Sigit also emphasized the importance of connectivity in the Borneo archipelago, including efforts to reactivate flight routes between Pontianak and Kuching.
Tadi kami sampaikan beberapa hal yang berkaitan tentu di kawasan Borneo ini yang paling utama adalah connectivity ya. Mudah-mudahan saat ini the new governor di West Kalimantan Barat juga sokong untuk reactivate connectivity antara Pontianak dengan Kuching atau Kuching Pontianak ya. Mudah-mudahan ini bisa terwujud ke depan ya. Tidak hanya itu, YB tadi juga menyampaikan kalau bisa juga dengan Balikpapan ya, East Kalimantan, di mana di situ ada lokasi ibu kota Nusantara ya.
He also touched on the recent Indonesian general election Pemilu, which was held peacefully in Sarawak and involved more than 52,000 Indonesian citizens, most of whom work in the plantation sector. Raden Sigit will return to serve at the Indonesian Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Jakarta after concluding his diplomatic posting in Kuching. Affin Bank has launched the Affin Kenyalang account, a special initiative offered exclusively to the people of Sarawak. The Deputy Premier of Sarawak, Dato' Amar Dr. Sim Kuihian, in a post on his Facebook page, stated that the offering of the account and bank card is a symbol of the region's identity in the development of the nation. He added that the initiative is part of the efforts to support the Sarawak First policy promoted by the Premier, Dato' Paninggi Tan Sri Abang Jari Tun Openg. According to Dr. Sim, the account does not require any initial deposit and does not set a minimum balance, making it easier for the people of Sarawak from various backgrounds to access. Dr. Sim also stated that Affin Bank, which is now owned by the Sarawak government through a majority stake, reflects the state government's commitment to strengthening Sarawak's economy presence at the national level. Further information about the Affin Kenyalang account can be found on Affin Bank's official website. Sarawak Minister for Education, Innovation and Talent Development, Datuk Sri ROLAND stressed that the issue of students not sitting for the Sijil Pelajaran Malaysia SPM examination must be subjected to an in-depth investigation and comprehensive scrutiny and should not be attributed to a single causal factor. He said that in light of the statement by Sarawak Education Director Omar Mahli, which revealed that 800 students across the region failed to attend the SPM 2024 examination.
You must understand, 800, some people have all sorts of stories, but it's not just something that's easy for you to tell. This, some of them are not children, you know, because they're already in 4-5, above 16, of course still minors, but some, because they have no interest in study. Actually, the teachers make a lot of effort to try to encourage them to come back to school.
ROLAND emphasized that student absenteeism in major examinations should not automatically be attributed to poverty alone, as there are students from well-to-do families who also lack interests in academic pursuits.
We don't know. Only they themselves knows. And by that age, they will be able to think already. Ada juga yang sudah kahwin. I was told, you know. Yang sudah kahwin mana, dia mau lari pergi sekolah. Susah juga. Ada yang sakit. Ada yang unfortunate accident kah, this and that, which make them not able to continue with the studies.
In light of these challenges, he expressed his appreciation for the committed efforts of educators who go beyond the classroom, including making home visits to persuade students to return to school. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim has called for Malaysia to strengthen its domestic capabilities, reinforce public confidence and enhance national self-reliance in anticipation of the implementation of United States tariffs. He also added that for greater tariff resilience, existing strategic partnerships with other nations will also be further consolidated.
dan jaringan yang bertambah di ASEAN, ya, di rantau Asia, dengan China, dengan India, dengan Australia, Jepun, Korea, dan membuka pasaran-pasaran baru, Eropah. Dan sekarang kita kian rapat dengan Brazil. 2 malam sudah saya dalam online perbincangan dengan Setiausaha Agung Guterres, Pertubuhan Bersatu Bersatu, Presiden Brazil, ya, Presiden Turki, di antara lain membincangkan bagaimana kita boleh kembangkan pasaran kita, tingkatkan pelancongan dalaman.
He said this during the official launch of the upgrading and enhancement works at Sultan Azlan Shah Airport, Ipoh, on Friday. He added that the same position will be conveyed to several foreign dignitaries who will be conducting official visits to Malaysia in the near future, including from Maldives, Kosovo, and Pakistan. On to world news. U.S. President Donald Trump has signed an executive order to fast-track deep-sea mining in U.S. waters and beyond, igniting a dispute with Beijing, which wants the move violates international law. The order aims to boost the U.S. economy by tapping into seabed minerals, including manganese, cobalt, and nickel, and counter China's dominance in the sector. Trump's decision, which bypasses the International Seabed Authority ISA, could result in over $300 billion in GDP and create 100,000 jobs. Chinese government has criticized the move, claiming it harms international interests.
美方授权在其所谓外大陆架上从事矿产资源的勘探和开采活动，违反国际法，损害国际社会的整体利益。上述行径再次暴露出美方为一己之利无视国际法和国际秩序的单边主义做法和霸权本质。
The U.S. is not a member of the ISA, which regulates international seabed mining and is relying on a 1980 law to issue mining permits. Meanwhile, environmentalists warn of significant ecological risks, with concerns about the potential destruction of fragile marine ecosystems. The death toll from an Israeli airstrike on a house in Gaza's northern Jabalia area has risen to 23, according to Gaza Civil Defense Agency. Rescuers recovered 11 additional bodies after the strike yesterday, bringing the total to 23. Mohammed Al-Mughayir, a civil defense official, said the strike targeted a residential area in Jabalia, a region that has been a frequent focus of Israel's military offensive since October 7, 2023, after Hamas attacked Israel. The military has conducted multiple strikes in the area, claiming to target Hamas fighters who had regrouped there. In another strike in the same area, Israel hit a former police station, killing at least 11 people. The toll from that strike had been increased after initial reports announced 9 deaths. Israeli forces also struck a family tent in Khan Yunis on Friday, killing a couple and their 3 children, including a pregnant woman. Since Israel resumed offensive operations on March 18, the death toll in Gaza has reached 1,978, bringing the total death toll of the war to 51,355. This comes after Hamas' October attack on Israel, which killed over 1,200 people, mainly civilians. The situation remained tense, with over 50 hostages still held captive by Hamas in Gaza. Those were the updates on TVS Nightline. I'm Lorenzo Isaac. Thank you for watching and have a good night.